Okay, Kelsey, we're going to go over your lesson here from this past Monday, and we're going to talk about a couple of different issues we have with your upper body that, of course, we've already gone over, but I'm just going to reiterate it with the video here today. Our lower body we're going to leave alone, as it's just fine. Our main issue right now, though, is just where our hands are going when we start our swing. And hopefully by this video, you can get a little bit better idea of where our hands need to be. Now, just like when your dad and you and me had the talk about what we need to do to correct it, I do agree that we do need to try some different things just to kind of play around with it and toss some things around and get an idea of what we can change with your upper body. Again, I don't want to change anything with your lower body, but we're probably going to look at going back to where we start our initial stance to a different position to allow us to get to a little bit different load, and hopefully that can make our hands free up a little bit more to where we won't want to drop them as much as we do currently. So right now on the right hand side I got Jessica Mendoza flipped over to the right hand side, and her swing, at least the beginning of her swing, is pretty similar to where you are. She's the type of batter that likes to lay her barrel down fairly early in her swing, but she's still able to maintain the correct mechanics to make her swing work for herself. So we're going to bring you both to toe touch right now, and this is where we're going to see the difference. Now, even though we got a little bit of a glare right here, our bat is clearly, as we can tell from our negative motion, is dipping below our head right there. Now it's almost all the way below our shoulder. As we can tell, she's still maintaining a flat bat, but a little bit more upright. And right now what we're going to notice is I'm going to forward your side by a few frames, and we'll see really how dramatic that hand drop is. And as we can tell, that bat is still completely straight back. We haven't even brought it forward yet. Now usually from the toe touch position, we don't have much time to waste right here. We got to start generating something. And over here on the right side, I'm going to show how she starts generating those hands once she starts going. We can tell that bat barrels in a couple of frames starts to work toward the zone. And over here, it's not until we fully get to, I believe it's hill plant, which we're at currently, until that bat finally starts going. And by then, it's already laid down. And the problem with laying down our bat that early is it turns our swing into what's known as a gatekeeping swing. Basically, it sends our whole swing into a very, very long swing to where we become extremely rotational. But it's not that we don't want that rotation. We do want that rotation, but it's so extreme that it actually becomes a spin. And that's what we don't want to do, is spin on a stationary axis to where that takes away our force, that takes away our acceleration of the bat through the zone. So that's an issue we're facing right now. And I'm going to forward by a few frames, and we'll see that bat appear right now. And as we can tell, the hands are ready to fly to the zone. Bat barrel's already laid out though. So it really has nowhere to go but just that spinning action right there. As we can tell, we're getting a ball right over the plate, just a nick too deep. Now our hands right now, our hands actually recovered to a good position. Again, your lower half, excellent. But we'd like to see that bat barrel probably out here, right where my cursor is, to make contact with the ball. And again, it's just when we let our hands drop like this, it just throws the timing off our whole swing for our upper body, and we kind of make that little swoop right through there. So I'm going to move over to the right frame now, and I'm going to forward it a few frames, and we can see where that barrel and where those hands are working right here. Now this is her pulling an outside pitch, but the point of it is, man, we can pull an outside pitch as long as we can get good plate coverage. There's nothing wrong with that, contrary to popular belief. But as we notice that when she starts going to rotation, hands are still working to the zone, and that bat is actually working toward her bat lag, or to where the tip of her bat is facing toward the catcher and the whole entire bat is parallel to the ground. As we can tell, right about here and here is right where her bat lag is. When we go over to ours, we get to our bat lag, what's considered right here. And as we can tell, the ball's already on us, and our hands are, out in front of our body, maybe just a little too much. I mean, we still want it over our main center so we can get enough force on it, but we don't want it so far to where we lose our bat, to where it ends up us just kind of spinning off it and not really getting that power, as right here, as we can see her hands and arms getting that necessary separation from her body prior to contact. And here, as we can tell, we're not really getting that full separation yet because we're just getting a little too deep. Now right here is a good area where we could have been in, or back it up just one frame, about right here. If we can just get that bat just going just a little quicker,